What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Monday afternoon to all of you. Thank you for watching Sportsbook Review. This is Betting with the Bag, September 23rd, 3:30 p.m. here, San Jose, Costa Rica, 5:30 p.m. in Miami. I miss Miami very, very much. Things keep getting shittier down here, and it reminds me of the glorious week we had in Miami when we were winning money. God, it's been a bad week. It's been a bad. It wasn't a bad week. It was just a bad 36 hours. Got to shake out of it. Got to shake out of it. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. We got Trot Wham, OG Wham, and we got Mook LaFleur in the house. Yu Cheng Yu says, good afternoon, Jimmy and fellow to Jens. Jimmy, let's make some money tonight. Come with me on the Redskins spread and money line. Let's get that money off the books, brother. Hey, I like it, but I already dove in on Tuesday, and thank God money's coming in on the under too. But God, if I'm on it, I don't know if anybody should tail it at this point. I'm also on the Redskins team total under. Deer Slayer Ski in the house. We got Omar J. Legend. Tampa Bay Rays team total over 4.5. That's a good look. I like that look. Let's take a look at that once we break down all these games. Now we have a packed show. We have an absolutely packed show. In just 13 minutes, we're going to be joined by Drew Martin. Ask him a couple questions on the MLB card. Ask him a couple questions about the MLB card. We'll go over that. Then we'll see what his early looks are for NCAA football. Then right after that, we have DJ Big Boss. Right after that, we have the Big Ragu. We go from boss to sauce. Andre Eric in the house. Andre Eric says, Redskins franchise beat the Chicago Bears 7 games in a row. Last 18 games, Bears won 3. Jason Turgi. David Hutton says, what up, fellas? Hit Munoz in golf yesterday. It's 66-1. Great job, David Hutton. That puts a big smile on my face. You can't see it because I'm still so angry about the last 36 hours of football. DX Filer announces, I had a nice weekend. Bookies can be beaten. The truth is out there. We got D Money. We got Triple K Marine. Nice to see Triple K Marine back. And I was Xavier Wayne. Redskins, Nationals, Cardinals under. Redskins, Nationals, Cardinals under. I'm on that under with you, and I doubled up first 5 full game. Xavier Wayne joining us. We got EJV. Red Girl in the house. And I really miss all that came to Miami. Yeah, that was just so much fun, man. So much fun. Andre Eric Rem Most said, Jimmy, my boy has to watch his shout out today. You're like a celebrity now in his eyes. Rem Most, you know what? The fact that you want to share this with your son Zane makes me so happy. By the way, I got a picture today. I asked Matt Randall how Briggsy's doing. Got a pic of Briggsy with a big smile on his face, gaining weight. God, I love Briggsy, man, and that made me feel so much better. Just seeing Briggsy made me feel so much better. There's Dav Fenn. There's Jamal Stone. Aaron Maybe says absolutely on. There's Muhammad Joma. Muhammad Joma laughing. Said the Redskins are not winning tonight. Muhammad Joma, after cashing again with Wisconsin, undefeated. In his plays of the day here on Betting with the Bag, undefeated, another winner for Muhammad Joma. Great breakdown. There's James Williams in the house. Stevie Steve's ready to go over 41 tonight. Let's see. Stevie Steve's, you're in a good spot, man, because you're going up against me and I'm ice cold. Eric Nisbet says, bounce back to me. I hope so. Eric Swells. Now we got Rick Rodriguez. We got Ski Profit says, yes, take me back to Miami, man. HC Picks, ready to get to work. We got Francisco Pena says, I missed watching the show since I closed every day. Been watching since Low Shack in the Bag. Francisco Pena, thank you for being here with us today on this Monday. And tonight we're going live. We're bringing the guys from the Kegcast over. We are going live for the entire Monday Night Football game. And it starts at 5:15. So 5:15 Eastern is going to pop off. So we're going to start off an hour before the football game goes. And I can just tell right now, if the total goes away from me, I'm just going to break down in front of everybody. I got to try and lay off the sauce, stop being such a whiny bitch. Brandon Lugo in the house. We got not applicable. Eric Jones. We got AU rocking. Says shaking it off. Juan Morena. Gerald Jones. DJ Big Boss. Nut Flush Allen. What a guy. Nut Flush Allen. I love that. That's why, Rem Most, I love that your son Zane is involved. You know, I love that Briggsy's become such a big part of the show. And it's not Flush Allen. It's the Allen family that's led the way to make this a family show. I mean, it just means so much. And we saw it when Ricky talked about his dad, right? He lost his dad a couple months ago, 2.5 months ago. And we gave his dad a couple shouts out on the show. And it just that's what makes this show special. And that's what gets me over the tough 36 hours I've had. Jay Scum, Redskins in the under. Okay, I got Jace with me. That's a good feeling. Tyrone Coleman, Abba Zaba. Great group. Marcellus Wallace. I'm now following you on Twitter, my guy. Juan Moreno. Ooh, shit. Got Long Beach in the house. Juan Moreno, you're Long Beach, man. You got to be rolling with us when we're in LA. Man, we got to get Juan Moreno rolling with us. And Big Boss representing Long Beach. Trot Wham, Long Beach. Noli Knows is Long Beach. Juan Moreno, Long Beach. Dav Fenn, Rick Rodriguez in the house. Nice to see Rick Rodriguez. Nice. Gio Mercedes. Nasty Nate at Young Chillionaire. What a great group. All right, let's get to work. We don't have a ton of time. Mama Joma Bears in the under, okay? Okay. Larry Savage says, damn, Twitter's all over the Bears, but this chat is lit on the Redskins. You're right, Larry Savage. You're absolutely right. Sean Williams says, what, man, college hoop season almost here? Yes, Sean. Yes, Sean. And you'll be seeing a lot of Maxwell Smart hammering out the cards with me on the late shows. I can't wait. Especially the non-conference first 3 or 4 weeks. That's when all of Max's studying comes in. That's when we eat. That's when we eat the most, is that first 4 weeks of the college basketball season. Man, we're going to be hammering this. The truth joining us. I like that. The truth joining us. Jace Gum said, finally had a good week in the Pick 6 Challenge. Missed the perfect week by a half point. The Green Bay game went over 42.5. Yeah, well, I lost that one too. But nice to hear that you're eating. Mama Jones says, Nationals pumped the Phillies. Yeah. James Williams says, can you give it a shout out to the Williams sister? Yeah, James Williams. We get the Williams sisters popping out here on the show, and we absolutely love them. We love them. I love that you're involved with the Williams sisters. James Williams, rolling with the Williams sisters. Man, we love when they jump in the chat, man. We love it. We absolutely love it. There's Ron Crawford in the house. Okay, David Morris in 8th place in the Pick 6. David Morrissey, damn, that's spectacular. Dutch boy fresh in the house. Dav Fenn like in Phillies plus 1.5. All right, let's start hammering this up. Mama Jones says, Jimmy, fire up those first half unders in the NFL. I just got to be following what you've been doing, Mama Jones, because you've been eating. And James Williams, nice. Nice to have another of the Williams sisters family rolling with us. Channel Gaming says, who you think's going to win? If it's just an outright win, I think the Bears are likely to win. But those 5, are they still 5.5s? I mean, that's 5.5. They're 5.5s. Oh, man. There's a 6 of Bovada. They're all 5.5s. This market keeps moving back and forth. Least money's coming back in on the under. We're going to talk a lot about this game. Coactus said, Jimmy, you changed up your cup. Yeah, Coactus, my Jimmy the Bag cup that was a gift from Native Queen, the Oracle Native Queen. It cracked, man. It cracked. So I need to get a new one. There's Zeus 387 in the house. Says, Hawaiian man checking in here. Love that. Mr. Spectacular says, unders are 8-0 this season on games after 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, I'm going to mess this up. AU Rockin' says, Flash did a great job on his Pick 6, 5-6. Flash has been a huge asset to the show, man. I love Flash. Absolutely love it. Yu Chang Yu says, Yo, Jimmy, you should be a sportscaster. Man, nah, they like a low voice. I got a whiny voice. That's a tough gig to get, Yu Chang Yu. They usually like ex-athletes, successful ex-athletes. My main man, Lizo, now says, Jimmy, get on the skins. Trust your boy. I agree. But I've got $400 on this game. My whole paycheck is going to my losses right now. I just can't jump in for another 200. If I was winning right now, I'd be happy to jump in for another 200, but I chased last night drunk, chased the over on the Monday night. That just made me want to punch glass. So I'm just going to I wish I could roll with you, Lizo. I wish I could roll with you. Keith Salas says, need to turn it around on Pick 6 second week for me. Man, Keith, I'm falling apart in Pick 6. There's 2,000 people ahead of me. Mama Jones says, Nagy scripts extremely well. Chicago will be up at the half. I don't know if that's... It feels like people are getting their hands on those scripts, Mohammed. We said that all last year, but this year it seems like it's a little more difficult. Quactor says, but we love your voice. Man, it's not a voice for... you want to hear who's got a good voice for this shit is Jay from the Sports Keg, man. That guy's got that tough, raspy voice. Sounds like a handicapper. My voice is too much like a little bitch. There's Fat Fist in the house. Fat Fist joining us. Todd says complete 180 after further analysis. Redskins in the over. Great. All right. That scares the shit out of me. Thank you for that. That fan dropped from the top 40. I'm sure you'll be right back. There's Corey Cresswell now says Bears first half. They got off to a good start. Could decline afterwards. I guess. What would you get Bears first half? Bears first half. Redskins full game. Interesting look. Bears first half. Yeah, there are 2.5s, but minus 130. You have to pay for the 2.5. I don't disagree with that look at all. I'm just, in the spot. Michelle Rudloff said, guy put $500K on Browns at Ocean Casino, Atlantic City. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Dutch Boy Fresh says, got to get 702, bro, top shelf flour and drank on me. Man, that sounds good, Dutch Boy Fresh. Man, that's all I need to hear, man. AU Rocket says, more whiskey, Jimmy. You know what's going to happen tonight? Because remember what alcohol does. It's not like a uplifting thing here. Like if there's 17 points scored in the first quarter and I'm drinking, it's just going to turn into a sob fest, man. That's all it's going to turn on to. Ryan Cartwright says, got the hat on. It's a sign. Take Washington plus the points. I'd like to. Let's talk baseball. We're going to be joined in 3 minutes by Drew Martin. We want to go over baseball with him as well. Capital 17 Don, first quarter Redskins, and the over first quarter. See, if the over hits first quarter, I'm just going to smash something. Mohammed Jones says Skins won't put up more than 14 tonight. Well, I'm on the team total under 17.5. God, I hope you're right. Nuflashan says, how will the Bears score? They'll score because the Redskins defense is so bad, but everything you guys are saying just gives me hope. All right. So we got 5 games on the card. I've jumped on one of them. All the baseball games have enormous movement on the favorites. Mama Joma 24-10. Oh, please, Mama Joma, please be right. G-Sauce says, go pawn your laptop, put it on a teaser, Redskins plus 12, under 49. Hey, I like that, G-Sauce. But if I show up here without a laptop tomorrow, then can I even work? I can't even work. I gotta still be able to come in on the morning. No matter how much money I'm losing this month, I still gotta come in the morning. And that was hard to do this morning in my pool of sadness. Oh, God. But I like it, G-Sauce. I respect the confidence. Ron Lofton says, Smoke Herb, everything will be relaxing. There's the Sports Keg, ready to rock. We'll be live on the Sports Keg all night, starting 5:15 Eastern. We got Drew Martin almost ready to go. Let's start looking at these games. We have Phillies Nationals, Eflin, Corbin. Let's pull up the lineups. We got them ready from the early show. Pull up the lineups. Take a look at what we're dealing with here. Here we go. Get these lineups up. Now, I don't know. To be honest with you, this is too big of a move towards the Nats. I'm not going to get in the way with it, but Eflin's looked good. He's looked good in his last few starts. Here's the lineups for the Phillies: Segura, Harper, Kingery, Hoskins, Perella, Hernandez, Hazley, Knapp. Okay, that's an ugly lineup. For the Nats: Turner, Eaton, Rendon, Soto, Kendrick, Cabrera, Robles, Gomes. Corey Cresswell says Bovada now -3 first half for the Bears. Yeah, and it's -120. It's juiced as well. And America says just show up tomorrow with a bottle of Fireball, Jimmy. That's not going to help. Once I start drinking, it's hard to stop drinking. Muhammad Jones says Trubisky's not that bad. He's average to below average, like the 22nd best starter in type in the league. I agree with that. Yu Cheng Yu says, how about Daniel Jesus Jones? Oh, God. Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to make that clear. It's on the SBR. We're doing Sports Keg on SBR tonight, live here on our network. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. Shadow says, going Washington money line and under 42 parlay tonight. Washington run line, Arizona money line, Mets run line tonight, MLB. Copy and pasting that from our guy, Shadow. Man, if you hit your Washington money line and under 42 parlay, you will be in line for the Vegas Gun Award for capping excellence. The Sports Keg said there better be liquid in that cup tonight, Bag. Yeah, I'm telling you, though, if it's a first quarter over, I'm going to leave. I'm going to just fucking leave. I can't. I'm just going to, what do you want me to sit there? We've had enough times with me on the Sports Keg where I start drinking, it turns into the saddest monologue. Jesus. Barry Block said, set a reminder for that Monday Night Football show on SBR. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, we got Drew Martin ready to rock and roll. I do want to touch on this MLB card before we look into his early looks in NCAA football. You know what? It's been nice just talking to you guys. You guys are you know what did it, actually, to be honest? I've been in a terrible mood all day. I mean, just an asshole all day. And I got the picture of Briggs, and it gave me a 180. So I feel better coming in and hanging with you guys now. Okay, let's bring in our guy, Drew Martin, now making his home in Las Vegas, Nevada, joining our show Monday afternoon from Vegas, live from Vegas. Drew Martin, how you doing on this Monday afternoon, man?
Hey, Jimmy, thanks for having me on, man. I'm doing all right considering, down weekend overall, but am liking the under on Monday Night Football. I heard you saying soaking away some of the misery with some alcohol. I might join you in that. Just more losers than winners, that's for sure, this past weekend. So hopefully bounce back, Jimmy.
I ended up jumping on your Charlotte at 42, and I got it on the show at 42 and a half. It was a late addition, and so I pushed with my bet, and I cashed on the show. So, and I enjoyed following the game a lot. It was wild. So, also, I didn't jump on your Coastal Carolina over, and that made me extremely upset. You gave me some really good looks, so let's not worry. Texas A&M hurt. Speaking of which, tell us a little. You know what? We got to get into baseball, but what was your feeling watching Auburn play so well against A&M?
Auburn's defense is for real, man. There's no denying it. That defensive line, absolutely getting after it. I think there's going to be multiple guys playing on Sunday, rushing the passer, and that was, I think that was very evident. It's going to be very difficult to score points against Auburn. I mean, Auburn, you can criticize their passing game. I definitely think it's something, profile betting wise, Jimmy. I would actually look for Auburn to get better week to week just because they're young in the passing game. And with Gus Malzahn coaching them up, it's something, and Gatewood coming in, it's kind of this two quarterback combination where I think it's actually really a positive thing for college football teams sometimes, where they're running two quarterbacks in. I like it. I hope they do it more. And just the main thing I took out defensively was just they can get after it. And Auburn, going forward is going to be tough to move the ball against.
Yes, and we need to break down if you like them here in this week. But I want to talk baseball first. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this Phillies national spot first. Zach Eflin, Patrick Corbin. First off, I've got one look on this card. But I doubled up. I doubled up first 5 under and full game under in Cardinals, Diamondbacks. But first off, do you have any looks on this baseball card that you're moving forward with?
Actually, the one that I liked was that Cardinals Diamondbacks under. I feel like 9 is just a little bit too high. The market's moving to 8.5 now at some shops. So it looks like it's agreeing with us. But I mean, just Wainwright and Young versus the opposing lineups, I think can have success. But it's a card I really haven't hammered. So whatever questions you got, we can run over it.
Zach Eflin, Patrick Corbin. We've seen this huge move here. Huge, giant move towards the Nats. It's not as big as some of the other moves. I mean, this move, it's actually come back now, but the move in the Mets game is just ludicrous. But a big move here, 32-cent move. It's actually coming down, right? Let's see what it was at its worst. It got up to, not much. Got up to minus 207, so it's back to minus 202 here. Corbin, Eflin. I like the way Eflin's looked of late. We just went over the lineups. Philly's lineup looks weak. Philly's probably given up 6 games out with 8 games left. Eflin, 2.23 ERA and 6 starts since rejoining the Phillies rotation. I don't know. It's, to be honest with you, looking at these huge moves, I would take Phillies on the money line, Orioles on the money line, Marlins on the money line, Red Sox on the money line, and see where it bangs out. I don't think I have the balls to do it, but these are just giant moves towards favorites. What do you think of Eflin here and the Phillies?
I like Eflin's recent performance, and maybe take the second half of the game out. Maybe look more towards the first half. And you're right. I mean, some of these huge moves, it becomes a different bet. Just look at this Marlins move. I mean, that's a 70-point move. A 70-cent move. That it becomes a different bet at that standpoint. So I don't know. I wouldn't disagree with you on just kind of taking a shot here. If you're really looking to kind of roll the dice and gambling, I mean, it's September baseball betting. It's a very difficult thing to beat. We're seeing the markets move like this for a reason. But if you're feeling like rolling the dice, I mean, maybe kind of step in front of some of these moves, and it becomes a different bet at this point. So it really can kind of pad your bankroll in the end if you hit a couple of them.
Again, if you're a lot of people talking about how the Phillies have checked out. If I was in a better spot, I mean, this last 36 hours have been horrible. This month has been awful. The worst month of the season for me. So I'm not going to make a move and step in front of these guys. So, but if I was in a better position, I would make some moves on these dogs. It's just ridiculous to me. Is there any of these that you like? Let's talk about Chandler Shepard and the Orioles. Do you think Chandler Shepard can have an okay start? He was trash in AAA, but Buchholz has been trash since coming back. And that over, obviously, it looked enticing, but it moved a full run. It hasn't moved since the morning, but it moved a full run, so I'm off that. You talked about the Mats move. Maybe we should just roll into, again, even like with the Rays, I mean, you know that Blake Snell, they already said he's only going 3 to 4 innings. Why not get in the way of that? But so are you staying off this MLB card other than possibly making a move on that under in Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of interesting scenarios, and you touched on some of them. I mean, Baltimore, Toronto, I like the over as well. Just both of these two pitchers, I think, are going to have a very difficult time. And the whole Snell situation, 3-4 innings, depending what you're reading. I mean, the Rays bullpen, I guess it could be a solid bullpen at times, but it's not something where I'm looking to lay minus 200. Even though the Rays, obviously the better unit this year anyway, it's very difficult this time of year, Jimmy. And I don't know, man. It's not something like you just said. After a losing weekend, the last thing I'm really wanting to do before settle up day is like chase. Chasing isn't always a great thing in sports betting.
Oh, God. And I did that last night trying to get to that fucking over, which was so stupid. And it went against analysis that I've been hearing all week, and I got down to 48. Some talk about looking at these numbers against the Phillies. Corbin has bad numbers against the Phillies. 286 average, 823 OPS. They get to him. 42 hits and 147 at-bats, 15 are doubles, 4 are homers. I mean, I don't know if I could make a move there. I mean, if you look at the Zach Eflin has bad numbers against these Nationals, but it's not the guys that scare you in the lineup that get to him. Those guys like Eaton is batting 133, Robles batting 200, Trey Turner 167. Man, it's Eflin. This would be the spot that's the most appealing to me. This is the spot the most appealing to me. Dab Fan talking about how everybody over 330 against Corbin. Yeah, they get to Corbin, man. They get to Corbin, but I get it. I just don't think I can trust this Phillies team that's just doing nothing. But I get it. I totally get it. And then if you look deeper into these spots, Chacin has a fine, very small sample size against these Rays, 31 at-bats. Snell, 240, 640 OPS against the Red Sox. Caleb Smith, 217, 561. Also, about that under, the one good thing, let's go talk about this under. The one good thing we've done is we did make a move at the right time. We did get the under 9 and under 5. And right now, the first 5s are all 4.5, are they? Yes, they're all 4.5. And the full games are almost, they're still 9s. Intertops, Bet Online, 5 Dimes Pinnacle. All right, let's move off of baseball. So let's move off of baseball, man. Mom Jones said, I wish you messaged me on that Sunday Night Football total. I was heavy on the first half under. I was just in a bad place chasing like an idiot, man. Jason Kelly said, Jimmy, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I wouldn't use batting versus pitcher stats as a predictor. Sample sizes are too small, and some of the at-bats could have been years ago. No, it's a great point, Jason Kelly. No, absolutely great point. Absolutely great point. You have to take it with a grain of salt, especially when you have pitchers who are different guys right now than they were before, and sample size can be small. I get it. Braun Loft says mentally three-quarters of MLB players have checked out. I'm off. Yeah, I'm off too, but I like these unders. Let's move on to this college football card. Drew Martin, what is jumping at you on a Monday?
I guess we can just start off here in a couple nights. Thursday night, Navy versus Memphis. We got Memphis laying 10 at some shops you can find now. It opened 11.5, and I actually disagree with this move, Jimmy. A big reason why is because Memphis has extra time to prepare for the option attack that Navy's going to be running, and Memphis is at home. I think that those both very much benefit Memphis. Also, the fact that last year it was at Navy in Annapolis. It was very rainy, windy, terrible situation for Memphis, obviously helping Navy. They had a tough time throwing the ball. So when you go over just last year's stats, keep that in mind. I remember it because I bet on it. And here, I know it's always tough to lay, double digits to a conference opponent, especially a military academy here. I just think a lot of the boxes check off towards the Memphis side. Memphis can throw the ball downfield. Navy is susceptible to that. So if laying double digits, it's a home team, extra time to prepare for the option. I like the Memphis Tigers here, Jimmy, on Thursday night.
Interesting. Let's talk about this spot here. We did get some injury news out of Memphis. Let me pull it up right now. Here we go. Little injury news. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Sorry, let me get it here and get there. There we go. So this is what we got from SBR Drew today, and you'll know how important it is at this point. Patrick Taylor Jr. downgraded to out. Is he a very important running back for Memphis?
Yeah, I mean, getting carries and so of importance, yes. But I mean, Memphis is a team that recruits very well. It's in a kind of a hotbed for high school football there in the South. So it's one of these programs, similar to the UCF type of profile where they do have a lot of skill position talent, very deep. But yeah, I mean, every injury, and I guess he is out. So and that's what I'm reading as well. So it's something to take notice of, but not something that is going to keep me off of betting Memphis.
I like it. So we've got Drew's first look. Have you gone after it yet?
Yeah, I mean, and I'll also, preface this by we're week 5 now, and I made the move across country, so kind of been behind it on college football. I've lowered my just volume wise this year compared to really the last 5 years of me betting college football is in terms of volume the lowest, and in terms of amount money I bet the lowest in quite some time as well. But yeah, I did bet that Memphis. -10 actually this morning. So that is one of the bets I have. I do have a couple other that I put in, but this week especially off of the down performance, and a lot of my reads were wrong this past weekend. I'm glad I helped you out on a couple of them. And the Charlotte game, man, that was a close one. Personally, I got in it a winner, but that's why it just reminds us to always get good numbers, 42.5 cashes and 41 doesn't. So it's just a reminder, even in these large point spreads, Jimmy, and all the watchers out there to remember to try to get the best of the number. And sometimes if it moves, especially through key numbers, 2.5 to 3.5, it's not the same bet, and maybe just to lay off of it.
Yeah, I was in, man, I was 10-6 and unlucky to be 10-6 and going into the late games, and just went on a very cold streak on the late games, and very, very, very disheartening. Oh, God, it just seems to always get you. Let's talk about Friday. We got Duke, Virginia Tech, Brown, Harvard now popped up, Penn State, Maryland, San Jose State, Air Force, Arizona State, California. DJ Big Boss told us that he liked Penn State on the morning show. We're already seeing 7s across the board now, just Intertops and Pinnacle at -6.5. What do you think about that big game Friday night, Penn State, Maryland?
I don't know. I haven't bet that one yet. Penn State, I'm not sure. I like Maryland's offense. Outside of the one matchup where they didn't look too good against Temple, and then Temple not looking good against Buffalo, losing on that one for me. But I don't know. I kind of pumped the brakes on Penn State only because Pitt, a tough team, I thought could have beat Penn State. I guess that does point towards Penn State being a tough team themselves and having the talent anyway to slow down this Maryland offense. It's just not enough to lay a full touchdown on the road on a Friday night. I'm not going to get involved in that most likely. On the Friday night slate, though, I do like the nightcap on Friday night, the degenerate special, so to speak, Arizona State and Cal. Arizona State, Nush Flush Allen, big commenter there, good guy in the chat. He was the one that kind of put us onto it down in Miami. The new quarterback. Kind of bet on long term for the Sun Devils, and I don't disagree with them with that. But one thing that I've noticed in watching Arizona State, they're really slowing down the offense. And if you watch, second and long, third and long, he'll look to run the ball a little bit more just to kind of keep the drive alive. And it's good for Arizona State. It's obviously worked for their wins, losses so far this season outside of this past weekend. I just look at them more as an under team. And I sometimes think that in college football, especially around this time of year, the totals are where you can have a lot more success betting college football, just because it tends to stick under the radar a little bit more for the odds makers. So I think Arizona State, I've circled them as an under team, and going to get up against Cal, the Golden Bears, with that defense that they have, we know that it's going to be tough for Arizona State to score. At the same time, Cal can't really move the ball a lot either. It's a low total when we're talking totals in college football in the 40s, but still, I don't think either of these two teams score very much, and under 41, Cal, Arizona State is one I bet as well, Jimmy.
Cal, Arizona, under 41. That's below Memphis for Drew Martin's looks. Cal, under 41. What else are you looking at on your card?
Okay, a couple others that I'm looking at. Air Force minus 19, Military Academy at San Jose State. San Jose State, tough travel spot for them here, plus a short week going up against the option attack, and Air Forces look good. Air Force can really run this option. It's flowing really nice. So minus 19 for Air Force. Also part of this bet, guys, when you're betting an option attack, a lot of times the numbers, it's very tough to explain, but there's more volatility, I guess you could say, in the number, meaning like Air Force at minus 11 and Air Force at minus 19. It's not the same difference as a lot of other teams, just because when you're going up against a defense that can't stop the option, a lot of times it's not like, oh, middle of the second quarter, middle of the third quarter, they figure it out and then they stop it. No. A lot of times it just snowballs on them, and they just run plays right down their throat. So I look for Air Force there at minus 19. That's kind of the reason why on the Friday night slate. Looking at my other card here, I mean, UCF, obviously UCF lost. It's no secret. I've loved UCS I've been on them for 2 years plus now. They lost it. I lost the bet there, laying doubles with UCF last week. I think they're going to be really mad this week. And minus 41 or minus 42, I believe it was, against UConn. I'd look for UCF at home against one of the worst programs in the country to really run it up. Maybe look for them to cover the first half number, just because they are playing Cincinnati in a key AAC matchup the following weekend. So maybe more so in the first half UCF. That's one that I haven't bet yet, but I definitely circled. Akron versus UMass. That's the deep, dark depths of FBS football here, Jimmy. Two of the worst programs, might be the worst and the second worst teams in the country, but still, I think UMass, always circle them as betting over. Their offense can move it. Offensive coordinator Walt Bell, always looking to push tempo, and their defense, I'd put UMass's defense the worst unit in all of college football. And UL Lafayette in the Sun Belt versus Georgia Southern. I like this ULL team. They've been pushed up from 2.5 to 3.5. So talking about different bets there, right around the key number of 3. I just like ULL. I think they match up well against Georgia Southern. Keep in mind they're Sun Belt opponents. They face each other, so they're used to the option. I could see them going on the road, their talent, and winning against Georgia Southern minus 3.5.
I like it. I like all these looks. I have written them down. I like it. I absolutely like it. Drew, what a treat it is to have you on these Mondays. We get to see Drew's looks early in the week and again late in the week. Very, very helpful for all of us. Drew, like in Memphis, the Cal under, Air Force minus 19, UCF, ULL as well. And that UMass game, Akron, UMass, like in the over. God, I wish I was on that over last week. What a mistake. What a mistake it was. I wasn't on that. Too easy. Great stuff. Drew Martin, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to move over to our DJ Big Boss, but thank you so much for joining us. Where can we find you on Twitter? What other shows you got coming up this week?
Yeah, for sure, man. On Twitter, at Drew Martin Bets. Be back tomorrow breaking down some more college football. Have some more time to break it down. And we got the Saturday college football closing line show on Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern time with DJ Big Boss and others, Ian Cameron and Big Ragu. And guys, you can follow me on Twitter at Drew Martin Bets. Shout out to Red Girl, Mohammed Jama, Brian, everybody in the chat box. Always good seeing you guys. And best of luck to you, Jimmy. Hopefully we can climb out of the hole we're in this past week.
Oh God. Yes, I'm just so worried about watching this game live tonight. Like, I'm just on the brink of losing my shit here, and I'm not excited about watching this game live in front of people because I'm so close to smashing something. Drew Martin, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the Monday Nighter. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Talk tomorrow, Jimmy. Best of luck, bro.
There he is, Drew Martin. And we go from Drew Martin right over to DJ Big Boss. Where will he be joining us from? That's the question. We get to see where DJ Big Boss is coming from, representing Long Beach, California, by way of Compton, California. Please welcome to the show, DJ Big Boss. Boss, what up? How you doing on this Monday evening?
What up, though, Jimmy? Man, you know our president back at the UN and all this stuff, so prices on everything going up. So, management sent me in for Mando training, Jimmy. I got to train these people on how things about to go Mando. You know what I'm saying? 6-piece, 1 sauce, that's Mando. 2 drinks, 1 straw, that's Mando. Add cheese, $2, that's Mando. Milkshake don't work, that's Mando. We got these new Mando policies we got to implement over here, Jimmy. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling better now. My day turned when I got to see a picture of Briggs even hanging out with the chat, making me feel good, and then hanging out with you and seeing that you cleared everybody out of the back for your segment. Get them out of there. I like that shit. Yu Cheng, you said, Jimmy, you watching the game tonight on stream? Yes, right here, Sportsbook Review. I will be on with the guys from the Sports Keg. It'll be Maxwell Smart. I'll be sitting right beside Flash. We'll have Jay, the star of the Sports Keg. It's going to be very, very, very enjoyable. So we're doing that live, 5:15 Eastern, till the end of the game is what we're doing. Big Boss, I already listened to your look. We have a bit of fire on the screen right now. Oh, there we go. We got the fire. You had some great looks this past week, and I already see money coming in on your look of Penn State that you shared with the chat, moving to 7s across the board. Although we've had a couple people in the chat liking Maryland, backing Maryland. Interesting stuff. Tell us why you're liking Penn State here.
Oh, absolutely, Jimmy. Let me look. I had to dig my studies a lot further, Jimmy, because I was totally wrong this weekend with Arkansas. And as soon as I cut the game on, I wanted to choke myself because the something about the quarterback, he likes to wear a Justin Bieber shirt under his uniform when he plays football. I got to do a little more research. So I hopped on this game early, Jimmy. It's Penn State, Maryland, right? So looking at this game, I see a few flaws in here. One is we do have 2 good defenses. Penn State ranked number 38. Maryland ranked number 28. And I don't see much movement. These 2 teams kind of do things the same. They're kind of small. They like to run towards the outside. They do a little more running than passing, but more in like wide sets. They throw quick passes. But the defenses on both sides are aggressive, and they have good skills over there. This should be a fight right here. And like I said in the chat this morning, I was definitely leaning Penn State, but when I started breaking down a little bit more, I see Maryland has had 6 total points in the last 2 meetings against Penn State. They were total blowouts both times. But like I said, both of these systems are very similar. But both teams should definitely slow down in this game because they showed when they played better competition before that they slowed the games down and lied on their defense. So I take both teams are going to slow down and lie on their defense. Now, my normal thing is when 2 teams are alike, and that's usually when they both like high-scoring teams, we get an under. But most of the time, when 2 teams are alike and they're both in defense, it usually goes under. But Cal and Mississippi proved us wrong by about 8 points last week, but it still was a low-scoring game. They just happened to score a little early. So I definitely like the under in this game. I'm on a hard lean to the under in this one. But after looking at the side a little more, this Maryland team is a bit different than what they got in the past. They finally got a team with some defense to come up against Penn State. This game may come down to a field goal, Jimmy. And now that it's up to a solid 7, that means you almost got to score, 2 touchdowns or touchdown people. Just falling on 8 is difficult. So I kind of leaning towards taking 7 points. This might come down to a field goal.
Interesting. Okay, seeing this change in front of our very eyes. Speaking of which, before we get into more college football, do you have a play on tonight's Monday Nighter?
Absolutely not, Jimmy. I even though I don't put much of my NFL stuff up, on Twitter or nothing, but I had a so-so day in college football, and I bounced back in cash in the NFL yesterday. I had Seattle over, I had the Rams, and I also had I think it was, I can't even remember the other one, but I cashed that little one yesterday, so I'm back in the driver's seat. So I'm chilling on today's game. So
All right. I love when you say absolutely, because I never know if that's going to be the end of it or it's going to be an absolutely not, Jimmy. I never know what it's going to be. Okay, let's move on to looks on Saturday. Or if you want to talk about Arizona State or the San Jose State game, hammer it. Do you want to move over to Mountain West? What are the looks on Saturday for you?
ooh, Jimmy, the Mountain West has been treating me bad lately. So I'm gonna. It's conference play now. I'm gonna get into just everybody keep in mind college football. Once you start getting in the college play, conference play, the teams kind of fall in line to where they're supposed to be ranked. A lot of the time. So be looking for some teams that did pretty well out of conference to underplay a little bit, and some teams that didn't do so well out of conference to Big Brother, some other smaller schools and stuff like that. So be careful this weekend. Few looks that I've seen that I might have an edge on that I feel I could take a deeper look into is, Arizona State and Cal. Two defensive team, the total's just way too low. After what happened last weekend with Cal, no way I would back the under on this one because they scored fast in that one. But Cal minus 5.5 is a lot. Arizona State, they don't have much offense, but they got a hell of a coaching staff and a wonderful defense. I thought they were a little undersized, but they showed up and show out, and they got numbers to roll with that too. So I'm interested in looking in that game. I'm back rolling on Clemson first half. You can't let up off the gas now. They've been hitting it every time. So I think it's still early in the season. We got quite a few games left. If you haven't took a stab at it, they play North Carolina. They're going to be North Carolina's going to be way outclassed. I don't care what Matt Brown, any of them got. They're going to get hit. The linebackers are going sideline to sideline. It's going to be hectic over there. So only thing with Clemson is sometimes they like to take their time starting. I'm backing them in the first half. And then I'm also looking at Georgia Tech and Temple game. I'm impressed by Temple a little bit, and I want to see if Georgia Tech, how they doing with the new schemes on offense and defense. Is that just a total mess up, or can they be able to straighten that one out? But I was impressed by Temple. I like their size. They don't do nothing really special, but they're a really effective group right there. So I'm looking at getting into that game, trying to find the edge, and also the UCLA and Arizona game. I don't know. Is Chip ready for dip in this one? And I haven't been impressed by Arizona at all season. So I don't know. Can UCLA try to turn things around right here?
Interesting. And curious, just an early look. Do you think Colorado State can? I mean, was this number wrong off the hop? Because it's moved 3 points already, 4 at Bookmaker. Utah State opened at minus 20.5. It's now 24 at Bookmaker, 24 at Bet Online. Was that line put out wrong? That's why Utah State's getting all the cash?
I got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with the Colorado State team. The quarterback went down in that group, and he was the key guy of that group. They fell off in the end of that game. The guy that stepped in is still kind of so-so. This last game, they were able to put a lot of points on the board, but they did a lot of running. So I don't think the run will be open against Utah State, and they're going to have to play better defense in the secondary. I could see money coming in on Utah. I don't know, though. I don't know when too high becomes too high in this one. It's going to be up to the player to figure out, what's too high, 21, 24? What's your limit?
No, I hear that. That's a good point. And then I need to know your first look or first feel for Hawaii, Nevada. Nevada 2.5. It's actually gone down. It just gone down to 2 at Bookmaker while we speak. It's 2 at Heritage, 2 at 5 Dimes. This total has dropped a point to 64, a 1.5 from 65.5. What's your first lean with Hawaii, Nevada?
I don't know. I would lean towards the total in that game. McDonald, I was impressed with McDonald early in the season, and he's kind of, I don't know. I watched him one game, and it seems like he couldn't get the ball side to side across the field. He struggled throwing those balls. Took forever to get towards those little outs. And when he plays Nevada, they'll pick that off. You know, they ain't got no love for that. So, and Nevada, I don't really have a good grip on yet, but I'm interested into busting open the books and looking at some stuff in the Mountain West. You know, this is when all my little beat writers and all my little YouTube channels that I follow get those exclusive interviews. I need to find out the temperament of each of these teams to see which way they're going to be moving forward in the conference. So I'm just going to take an easy seat, try to find good edges for the week. I'm into the Mountain West, but I ain't doing the Mountain West the best right now.
No, I feel you, man. What a treat it is to have DJ Big Boss on our show early in the week, midweek, late week. Always good. And if you want to see our guy, DJ Big Boss, and the Big Ragu with myself, we go live every Wednesday night. And we have decided to push our show an hour later. An hour later. Got to respect the West Coast. And the West Coast having trouble watching our show because it's 4 p.m. for them when we pop off. So we're going to be moving our show an hour later. There's Ski Profit in the house. I love it. I'm going to put a link to your NCAA football contest. We're in the last week of it. Can you let us know where we can find you on Twitter and tell us a little bit about your show with me on Wednesday and as well your Saturday closing line show?
You can catch me on Twitter at DJ BIGGBOSS. And you know, my weeks is packed, man. On Wednesdays, I'm on the Pick Six show with Jimmy and Big Ragu. And on Thursday and Fridays, I'm doing my Who Banging thing with the Boston the Sauce show. And then on Saturday, it's bright and early in the morning to the closing line. Ian Cameron, Drew Martin, Big Ragu, and myself right before the games live. But I got a pick that I want to put in there. I think you should jump on this one before the line moves. You ready for this one?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So in this Kentucky-South Carolina game, and I got to run this by Big Ragu because he lightweight like South Carolina. But I see a dead over in this one. It's at 51. Watch this number rise right now. Jump on it as soon as you can. Both of these teams have good offensive. South Carolina's 50, Kentucky's 68 on offense. But on defense, Kentucky's 78 on defense, and South Carolina's 100 on defense. I don't think these two line up to play no defense in this game, and this score goes way over this 51.
Wow, I love that look early. Early look from Big Boss. Confident early look. Would you say you're more confident on that South Carolina-Kentucky over than the Penn State under?
Absolutely. I absolutely all the way 100%. This hit me just like the Houston game last week. Like I see 60 in this game, at least 30 points on each side. You know, these two teams, they do have a history with each other, but they both throw the ball a lot. Like South Carolina throws the ball 62% of the time at a completion rate of I can't find it on here. I think it's 55% completion rate. So yeah, they throw the ball a lot over there in South Carolina. And Kentucky, remember, they switching their whole running scheme, which they did well with last year. And you can see from the game last week, they can throw the ball a little bit, and they're going to continue to throw the ball. That's their strong set. So this game is definitely going to go over.
Oh, I like it. I think I'm going to jump in early on that. I'm going to jump into it a little more, but that seems like a move that I want to make. DJ Big Boss, thank you so much for joining us, my man. Enjoy your Monday evening with the fam, and can't wait to have you back on the show as soon as possible.
All right, Jimmy. I think I'm going to try to get these people to wrap this Mando real quick. I think we could get it busted out. 6 piece, 1 sauce, that's Mando. 2 drinks, 1 straw, that's Mando. Add cheese, $2, that's Mando. Shake machine don't work, that's Mando. Y'all have a good day.
There he is. There he is. Dance party started in our studio, man. Titties out. Larry jumping around. It's not Larry's titties. Let's move on to our next guest. We go from the boss to the sauce, representing Central Florida by way of New York. Please welcome to the show, my man, the Big Ragu. Big Ragu, how are you doing on this Monday night?
It's Monday, and I'm ready to kick some ass in football once again.
I like the sounds of that because I've been on the other end of the ass kicking lately. Raghu, what's your move on the Monday Nighter?
I got an interesting look on this Monday night game. Well, first of all, I say I want to kick ass once again. I'm ready to get back on track to kick ass once again. I had a so-so week, had a horrible week in the contest. I think I'm like 1,600 place, some bullshit like that. But anyways, we'll get back on track. It's a long process. I gave some winners out on the Saturday closing line show. Sprinkled a few winners Wednesday on the Pick Six show with some losers, of course. So, anyways, jumping on the Monday night, right? I'm gonna need some help with the chat here. I got an 1800 parlay going with the Bears minus 3.5. Very interesting look there. And also, I know the line's moved up to 5.5. So I'm thinking about trying to middle this game and take my bet up to 9 units and guarantee myself 9 units. So I'm probably going to wind up doing that. I'm going to take a 9-unit profit with the possibility of laying 10 units to win 28 or close to 30 plus units. So I think that's the look I'm going to do. I'm going to probably, even though my original bet is on the Bears minus the 3.5, I'm probably going to take the plus 5.5 and try to catch a 4 and a 5 in the game.
I would do that. I would make that move. Guarantee you the 9 bills, give you a chance for more. But the 5.5s are going away now. There are 5.5s left at just 5 dimes. Heritage, You Wager, Bet365. Okay, so there's still 4 of them. There's still 4 of them. Pinnacle, Bookmaker, Bet Online, Intertops, and William Hill have all moved it to 5 from the 5.5. But that's what I would do, man. That makes a Raven in the Desert says hedge with 5 exclamation marks. That's the best kind of hedge because you can middle. So you're not even talking about a straight hedge. I would make that move. I agree with that. Top set, our guy Elio says the Monday night hedge special. The Monday night hedge. AU Rocket says nice hedge. Yeah, I get it. It makes perfect sense to me. If you had the free play on the total, Raghu, what would you move?
I know it's such an ugly game as far as the total concerned. You got. Let's start off talking about the Redskins. Redskins are real bad on D. They give up the run very easily, which we know Chicago, they can't really throw the ball downfield a whole lot, so they got a lot of run packages and a lot of underneath passes. So, I mean, on the surface, it's got a total under look to it, without a doubt. I would definitely lean under the 41, but I wouldn't get involved with any kind of first half action because I think you kind of get cheated a little bit if you're looking to bet under in the first half. So my look would be under the 41 on the game, and then possibly if I had to lean aside, with the move, man, that's a tough one there. I mean, I like Chicago laying the 4, 3.5, which I did, but now it's moved up and pulling back to 5. So basically, you'll need a touchdown. So we'll see what happens if they can just run the ball up and down the field on Washington. Then I think Chicago's defense is going to smother the run game on the other side, and they could probably play a lot of stuff in front of them with the safeties and the linebackers. So I would still lean Chicago with if you're laying over 4, you're basically giving up a touchdown. So you're going to need Chicago to win by a touchdown. So I think they could probably do it, but I don't think Washington's going to do a whole lot on the offensive side. Even though that Keenum could throw the ball around the field, I don't think he's going to have time to do it because that offensive line of Washington is not that good.
Interesting. And also a couple guys saying, Raven and Des saying Big Raghu buy a point. He's not the first person to mention maybe buying a point is a spot, but I think it gives you, just the bigger middle. But I like where you stand, man. That's exciting. Great work to have a plus 1,800 casher ready to go for you. And I like the sounds that you're on the under. Let's start right away before we get your early looks on this NCAA football card. Let's start right away with what Boss just dropped on us. And he said that spot that he likes the most is this Southern Carolina, Kentucky over. And I'm going to grab it here on the screen. Southern Carolina, Kentucky over. What's the first feeling when you hear that coming out of the Boss?
What's the numbers on those games real quick, if you have them in front of you?
I do. The number, oh, damn, sorry, I'm on spreads here. I do. I'll give you the total right now. I have it right here. Okay, let's get there. We have a total here, 51.5, and it's already moved up a half point at a couple books. There's been a 3-cent move towards the over at Pinnacle. So they haven't moved it up a half point, but there's 52s at Bookmaker 5 times in Bovada and Bet365, 51.5s everywhere else.
Yeah, well, Bentley is the quarterback for South Carolina. He's not a bad kid. They do have the ability to move the ball down the field, but even though Muschamp is a defensive-minded coach, and I know we've seen that look early in the game with Carolinas and whatnot, but I think they're starting to get a little momentum going. You know, they're probably a 500 ball club long term, and Kentucky, they come off a pretty decent game, even though not their best look last week, but 51, that seems like an awful short number for that type of game going into up into Columbia. So DJ might be on the right side there, just on the surface looking at it. You know, I could see like a 28 to maybe like 30, 31, 28 final on that game, or maybe like a 27, to 20, 25 or 24. You know, it'd be real close, but I can see it squeaking over. It's probably not going to be the firepower type of game you think it will be, but it'll probably be close to that number anyways.
I like it. I like hearing it. It's a nice early look from our big boss, and Raghu with it wants to study it a little more. Okay, let's roll. Ron KC, our guy Ron Crawford is asking if Bentley's out for the year. Let me look that up. Let's let the Raghu, let's let the sauce move into the first look that he finds appealing on this NCAA football card this week. What are you looking at?
You know, I've been real interested. You know, starting off the year, I know the Pac-10 had some really tough looks. You know, they weren't looking good at all week 1, week 0. But I'll tell you what's been impressive to me is how these Pac-10 teams have been playing on the road, traveling at a conference, and so much so even with the Mountain West Conference, where our guy Big Boss says he does it best. So I like to look at his Pac-10 teams, playing on the road. I know there's not a whole lot of matchups, but the one matchup that I'm interested in was the Arizona State and the Cal game coming up. I know they have Cal favored at ASU, and ASU just had a loss against Colorado. So I mean, I think they were, after that big win. That wasn't a total surprise. They had that big win at Michigan State, which I was on and lost that game also. But I think Arizona State playing at home, getting some points against Cal, and Cal coming off of that big win on the road after becoming the favorite going into the dog roll, which I had Cal on the road as a dog. So I kind of got a decent read on both teams. I like Arizona State at home to pull the upset off against the Cal team coming in to visit them this week.
Ooh, I like that early look. Arizona State pulling up the upset at home. Raghu's first look. Our guy Lamont Williams joining us. Thank you for joining us. Lamont just got off work. Lamont, in MLB, I'm only on one game. I doubled up on the first 5 and full game under in St. Louis, Arizona. I got 5 and 9. It's now 4.5 and 8.5. So it makes me feel okay to beat that market move. Okay, we've got Raghu rolling in with Arizona State. What's next that you're looking at?
We're gonna come back with a team that I was against this week, and the chat was kind of with me on this game. We were on Wisconsin. They stomp a mud hole in Michigan's ass big time, and trust me on this one. If you don't think Harbaugh is gonna have these guys ready to play against Rutgers in the big house, you got another thing coming. I wouldn't even think about it. I know the lines dropped early from 29. It's below 4 touchdowns. It's like 27.5. It's a big number. But don't even think about it. Just get it before it climbs above 28, because it's going to go there easily later in the week. So I'm going to lay it's 27.5 with Michigan to bounce back and beat the shit out of Rutgers.
That was a move that Teddy was talking about. I'd love to hear what other cappers in the chat, because I think that makes a ton of sense to back Michigan here, to put the beat down on Rutgers. I would love to hear. Shell Dog says Michigan crushes. I would love to hear more. Sherigan Amaterasu says, is there college football today? No, there's not. Just 5 MLB games, 1 NFL game that we've been going over all day long. I like it. This correlates with Teddy's look on Michigan. I'd love to hear what Raymond Reichart says. Yeah, I think that's a good look. Shell Dog says Michigan crushes. I'd love to hear from more people in the chat if they think that's the move, because I might jump on that right now. Raghu, what's next on your card?
Here's another team that come off a loss and two tough games, actually. Utah, they never really got their I don't know, they outplayed that. If you watch that USC game, which we did, it was a Friday night, Thursday night. All these damn games run together anymore. But I know I lost. I had Utah in the contest, and they played pretty well, actually, but they just were real inefficient in certain areas of the field, and they outplayed USC up and down the field, but USC had some key big plays, and they never let Utah back into the game. But anyways, Utah is going to be playing a high potent Washington State at home, and Washington State, they do what they do. They score a lot of points. They're going to run that up-tempo offense. They're going in to Utah as originally opened up as an 8-point underdog. Now it's already been bet down to some places 5, 5.5, 6. I like the look of Washington State going in and looking to Utah maybe with that loss on the road. Some teams, they don't bounce back very good. Other teams do. I think Utah might have trouble bouncing back. I'm gonna take the points in this game with Washington State on the road at Utah.
Oh, that's a very interesting look as well. Washington State with the points. What do you think about this total here in Utah? It opened up at 58.5. Pinnacle just dropped it down again as we speak. So Pinnacle's now dropped this total 2 points on a Monday from 58.5 to 56.5. What do you think of this total here, Raghu?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it too. I've seen some 57s and whatnot, but I don't know the total. I got to dig into it. But I mean, if you like Washington State, you're almost going to have to like the over, I would think. But at the same time, if it's going the other direction, that's kind of a tricky look because it's showing the people are betting Washington State, but the total's dropping. So that's kind of a hard read for me to determine at this point. I got to go in and dig a little deeper on that.
I look forward to hear what happens once you've done that digging. Is there anything else you're looking at on this Monday?
Yeah, I'm looking at this Kansas State Oklahoma State game also. That's a true Big 12 game. Now Kansas, the two teams in Kansas, I mean, them teams are playing pretty decent football. One was an empty cupboard with Kansas, and Les Miles has got the troops rallied. And he's playing decent football. And Kansas State, they've been playing lights out football in my book for a first-year coach coming in with that program. I mean, we know that he's got quite a 5 championships with North Dakota State. So and K-State was left in good hands with him coming in, and they had some decent players. But I think they've been overachieving just a little bit. And Oklahoma State, coming off of that tough game with Gundy, I think Gundy's going to have the troops ready to roll. I think there's an overreaction. I think they opened up the line at 7.5 here, and then they're laying like 4.5, 5 at home. I expect that number to kind of move back up around kickoff. This is a definite play for me early. I'm going to take Oklahoma State to outscore Kansas State, and maybe a slight look to the over, even though it's like 62.5, 63. We'll see how that number moves during the course of the week. But my first look on this game would definitely be Kansas State at home, laying the 4.5 points. I'm sorry, Oklahoma State on the road laying the 4.5 points.
Yeah, Oklahoma State laying the 4.5. It's actually gone down to 4. And also liking that over. Very interesting. Wow, I like that look. Can't wait to break these games down further, and I love knowing what you're on early in the week. I lost 7 straight late on Saturday and was 10-6 going in, so I put myself in a nice spot to have a good record, but I'm enjoying this so much. Getting the cappers looks on Monday, breaking them down throughout the week, and deciding which plays to hammer, I find extremely enjoyable. And you're a big part of it, Raghu. And I can't wait to rock in the next Pick 6 show with you as well. Raghu, we've got to make moves here because we're going live for the Monday Nighter, and I've got to get down to Natalie's house to shoot with Flash. Is there anything else you're looking at to help us with our study throughout the week?
Well, the main thing I wanted to say is basically keep an eye on these Pac-12 teams going on the road playing out of conference, which, most of that's probably done though. But if you get that like middle part of the year matchup, and depending on how things are going for them also, and then and some of these mid Mountain West teams, they've been playing pretty good too also. So look for these sleepy games where these teams are traveling back east or mid country. They've been good looks all year and continue to do that. That's just something I'm going to be looking down the road on the schedule. I don't have any plays on those right now, but I just know, with the ASU team, the Nevada team, it seems like all these teams that have been traveling, usually it's a bad look for a team to go west to come east, but these teams have been playing pretty good. You're not going to get a whole lot of looks, but maybe if you check go back and look at the Pac-12 and the Mountain West and check their road schedules and see who they come up against.
Oh, that's a great point. It's a great point. Doing a lot of feverish note-taking and copying and pasting. Raghu, my man, can you tell us where we can find you on Twitter and tell us a little bit about your Pick Six show with me and your big closing line show on Saturday mornings with the boss, with Babano and Drew Martin?
Absolutely. You can find me at BIGRAGOO62, Big Raghu 62 Twitter. And also, we're here with you, Jimmy, Mondays and Fridays on The Late Show. And then we're also doing the Pick Six contest. It's not too late to get in. So, guys, please get in that. Free money at your disposal. And right now, the money's there for the taking. So get on that Pick Six. We're on the Pick Six show Wednesday night. I know you just noticed you said something about a time move. So I guess we're moving an hour later. So we'll be on what time? Around 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
That's Wednesday evenings. And then Saturday mornings, Drew Martin, Babano, Ian Cameron, me, and the big boss. Saturday mornings, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. Every Saturday morning, closing line.
I love it, Raghu. And we are now starting to creep closer to the Breeders' Cup. So I can't wait to have you on these shows so we can start breaking down these races. It's funny, the other horse racing videos, I do get good numbers, but the Breeders' Cup doesn't. And it takes so much work for me. So I'm not sure exactly how we're going to bang it out, but I can't wait to use you enormously. You're a tremendous thoroughbred capper. Amongst other sports, you're a tremendous thoroughbred capper. Oh no, Thompson says, oh no, Jimmy Live, there will be tears of joy or sorrow. I don't know. There's Team Money in the house. I don't know what's going to happen tonight on this live show. I'm concerned. My NFL record is putrid. And if there's early scoring, I'm just going to lose my shit. So I'm a little uncomfortable. Big Raghu, what a treat it is to run with you always. Much love to you. Enjoy the Monday Nighter. And we need more videos from Kelly. Please let her know we're waiting. We need more Kelly videos. So please let her know. Absolutely. We're all loving her action.
Hey, let me just say one more thing. I want to give a big shout out to Top Set. Can this guy pick winners? I mean, big winners in big races. This guy is unbelievable. So, and he hits the big scores too. He hits the tries, hits $60 horses, hits $130 horses. He lives on the edge, and he gets paid like he lives on the edge too. So, shout out to Top Set for that big win on Saturday.
Great call. Yes, Elio, we love you very, very much. Spectacular work. He was on Math Wizard. He hit that try with leaving out Improbable, which was very smart. He hit it with Math Wizard, and then Mr. Money and War of Will cleaning up that move. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. Raghu in the house. Have a great night, and give our love to Kelly.
Sure will. Thanks.
There he is, the big Raghu in the house, the big Raghu. Okay, I've got to make moves. I've got to get down to Natalie's house and start drinking. We are going to be live. We're going to be live on Monday Night Football with the great cappers of the Sports Keg, live betting this Monday Night Football game. And I'm close. I'm just on the edge. This is not a good spot for me to be in. Reminds me of that Super Bowl 2 years ago. I'm on the edge, and I just don't want to be live when I'm on the edge. Oh, God. Top Set says, yes, sir, on the edge makes you feel alive. For you, Elio. For me, I'm just about to lose it. And I'm a little worried about losing it live on the show tonight. I can't go deeper. I'm Whole paycheck's going to my losses right now. Much love to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. But before we go, we have a little action from our man, and he's on a hot streak. This is the hottest I've ever seen him. Now, we'll talk about how hot it actually is. But please welcome to the show, Freddie Fortune.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Beanie.
What's happening, man?
I don't know what's happening.
You seem quite cocky these days.
I'm super cocky.
Tell us why.
Wait, what are we talking about?
You're on a bit of a winning streak, I hear.
Oh, I was talking about something else.
Oh.
There's a huge rooster at my house, so.
It's
Hi. I can't see myself in the screen.
Yeah, can you enlarge that screen for us? There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
How are you?
I'm okay, man. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm 8-0 now.
Yes, you claim you've won 8 straight.
Kabaddi, sepak takraw, futsal.
But you,
Handball.
Yes, futsal, handball, kabaddi. What's that other sport they use your genitalia to knock it over the net? What's that sport?
Water polo.
No, that's not water polo, man. We're talking about that other sport.
Oh, the one that you say that you use your balls
Yeah,
to play?
well, I
Oh.
don't say. That's the way it was
It's
introduced.
I think it's sepak takraw.
Sepak takraw, yeah.
Sepak takraw.
So
is a weird name.
you've hit 3 straight on this show.
No, 8.
No, you haven't been on the show. You haven't hit those on the show. You've been handing them out in the office, but not on the show. So we hear that you've won 8 straight. Great story.
Don't you trust me?
It's not about trust. It's about you got to deliver in front of the camera. Something I've not been doing of late. So you've hit 3 straight.
8, but yeah,
Okay.
3.
So you've hit 3 straight.
8, but yeah, 3.
So you've hit 3 straight now. What are you looking at? What sport were you hitting today?
Well, it's fun. It's the Denmark handbolligan.
Handball league?
Handbolligan, yeah.
The hell's that?
Handball league. You scum.
Did you say cum?
Cum. No, scum.
Oh, you're calling me scum.
Oh no, I'm calling that guy over there.
All
yeah,
right,
of course
sorry,
you.
Sorry, it's hard. Your accent is original.
Whoa, that's racist.
I said your accent is original. I didn't call you a poor Costa Rican. What's your?
There's a lot of controversy in your country for racism lately.
There is, yes.
Your leader.
Yes,
I don't
our
think-
prime minister wears blackface like an asshole. I'm not proud of it. Nobody in our country is proud of it. It's awful. How would you like it if the woman leading your country would go around in blackface? Would you like that?
No. I don't know what to think anymore.
Okay. All right, great stuff. Great stuff.
Okay, I got an interesting play for you.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right,
Yes. It's the Argos handball.
good. Okay.
First half over Skanderborg handball. At
Okay.
plus 125 at Bet365.
Okay, you got to give it right to the camera. Give it with the intensity. Let them know. Let them know.
Okay. Okay, I will try my best.
All right.
Argos handball. First half over. It's a weird name. Skanderborg handball. At plus 125 at Bet365.
Why are you focusing only on the first half?
I don't last that long, so I thought it was a great it's like a
Are you jerking off while you're watching this? What do you mean you don't last that long?
I'm not sure what I'm talking about anymore.
Okay.
So
All right. Jesus. All right. Jesus.
oh my God. I'm sorry.
All right. Freddie, you want to leche us out of here?
Of course. Can I use your arm? Leche!
Oh,
and those
God,
bookmakers!
That's awful. That's awful.
Ah, yeah!
Fuck away from me.